Okay, Saturday morning in the kingdom when we survived yesterday. Yesterday was a good day because Kijiji all of a sudden acted normal. Yes, just like a little badass kid that grows up and then all of a sudden it realizes it has to be normal. Yes, so increasing the motor temperature and it made the injecting system all happy, made the whole motor happy. Just like everybody likes being warm, nobody likes being cold. So this morning we woke up to minus 15 Celsius, but feels like minus 20. Good working weather. All right, so on the yo-yo scale, plus 5, but feels like minus 4. So confusing. All right, so yesterday we had some gifts arrive. We're very thankful to those people who are supporting the kingdom and the events to make sure we get these projects completed. We'll be welding and welding away while eating good. Yes, snacking on those treats. That was very nice of those people. We thank you very much. Also, too, with all the rain and snow and stuff like that, the road conditions have been terrible down south. Yes. So lots of accidents. So that's what happened to the mail truck. Okay, it's just a van. It's not a big truck or anything that comes to WHO-ville. So it ended up in the ditch upside down or whatever, and blood kind of got everywhere. But I don't know what from. I don't think they were hauling ketchup. All right, so it's kind of funny that the crush box got crushed. Yes, isn't that amazing? Yeah, of all the boxes to get crushed, the crush box. Yeah, I don't think they could crush a bag of peanuts. But we think that's funny, okay? Because, what are the odds of that? Okay? But also, too, it's a fact of life now with accidents and everything like that because of the, environmental conditions and the cutbacks of the government because they're not plowing and sanding and salting the roads like they used to when I grew up. The plow trucks were always out and stuff like that. But I know nothing of that. I didn't run a grader for a couple of years plowing the roads and knew when we could go out to plow and sand and salt and everything like that. But that's just a minor detail. But the main thing is, that's part of living remote. Yes, living remote. Your packages, your freight is always delayed. Yes, the beer gets delayed like everything else. Look at our dog food, our pallet of dog food. It was a week and a half to get to the end of the world and it came damaged. So that's the joys of living remote. But that's a fact of life, right? So that's the way we look at it. So somebody living in the big city with the big interstates and stuff, there's lots of accidents on those roads and stuff. But that's the new world. But we're thankful that we got our packages, even if they were dented and banged up and stuff. It's all part of fun. It's all part of, living remote. All right, let's back up. Look at that. I took the me phone out. It's a cloudy, icky day over here. Hopefully we see the sun today. The staff is going shopping today, so hopefully she can buy some nice food. Yeah, she got paid yesterday for working her real job. Not the Mickey Mouse job, a real job where you're treated like an employee and a person, not like the Mickey Mouse job. All right. The wood stove didn't burn with a crap last night, so I opened the door and tossed some wood in. So I didn't have to shovel out any ashes because it wasn't ashes. It was just wood. That's the joys of a low-pressure air system. So today we'll be wandering around aimlessly lost. The staff will be over with her toboggan so we can move some stuff out of the shop to the trailers, and then we can get things going. She's going to hopefully go to town into WHO-ville and purchase some diesel fuel. Yes, hopefully the pump works. But knowing our luck, it's Saturday and the gods and the planets are not lined up, so who says the electronic computerized card lock pump is going to work? Oh well, that's the joys of living remote. So if it isn't your packages getting crushed, it's you can't buy fuel. Oh well, we chose to live up here and stand here every morning holding a stick. Now if I lived in the south, I'd be standing here with my briefcase ready to go to work and ride the bus, just like in that BTO song, Taking Care of Business. That was a good song, and those guys are from Winnipeg that wrote that. Excellent. Well, I better go. Here comes the boss. Plus, I'm getting smoked out. Okay, relaxing Saturday in the kingdom, and I got the parts organized. The staff will haul them later this afternoon. Okay, over here, to get organized, we had to lay out the thermostats. Yes, there's 9 of them here. Okay, but we're missing 5. There's 5 more yet to come because Sir Rodney didn't have them in stock. I don't know why he doesn't have like 20 of these thermostats to fit the old cats. I don't know why, but he's got the stock on the important items that are common and used, shipped or sold every day. So out of those are the TD6s back there. These are the TD9s up here. Oh, hand and eye coordination. There we go. All right. So Kijiji's been installed. So now we're got the gaskets being made here. Okay. So this is what we're going to do this week. I don't care if the boss likes it or not, but we get these thermostats changed out. All right. So over here, I've got a production line. I look like the grade 3 art class. Yes. Tell me all about grade 3. I spent a couple years there. It was a fun class and we did lots of artwork. So I'm repurposing, reusing the file folders. Back when I was in business, we had to have lots of file folders. Now I'm retired. I don't really care. So here I am with my jig, making out the gaskets, okay? And then I got to do the other ones here too. So there's 3 different sets of gaskets I have to make, but we're doing a production run, so it should go easier this week with, how would you say, changing out the thermostats. All right, let's go have a lunch and see why the dogs are barking. Maybe we have a visitor that wants my autograph. Okay, I got all my gaskets cut out. Looks like a rainbow on the cowl of the 38 GMC. Oh, these lips need some more vodka. I'm just drinking beer right now as I cut out the gasket, so I got more talent as I drank. And then over here, we got out some more of that American steel. Yes, it's not Dodge, it's American steel. So I even numbered the parts, or the pieces, so I know I'm cutting out just enough and not too many or not too less. All right, let's get the plasma cutter going, which is the Pro Point 30A Plus from Princess Auto. Okay, coffee time in the kingdom, and I have my block off plates cut out. Now after coffee, I'll do the buffing. All right, so I was able to use the plasma cutter and in one rotation do the circle. I had some paint marker on there. I think you can see it. It's that purple one. All right, the most important thing on this here is these holes and that hole. Okay, so that's the importance of it all, because when the thermostat has to fit, the bolt holes have to line up. And we don't really care what the outside looks like, okay? So that's why they were cut extra large and kind of booger cut or whatever. No effort was put into it of cutting the outside circumference or whatever. Ooh, that's a big word. Okay, the outside circumference, because it's pointless. Until I know I haven't screwed up the hole here or the bolt holes, then we're good to go. In the past, when I was young and stupid, now I'm just old, I would spend all this time buffing the outside, making it look pretty, and then I would screw up where the thermostat or the other holes, okay? So as I get older, I'm getting smarter. So that's how we do it. So after coffee, after I'm more relaxed with some vodka, we bolt this onto here, and then we use the buffing wheels or the grinders to make the block off plate fit the housing. Yes, that's how we do it. So we kind of do it backwards here in the kingdom, but we also do it the easiest way, the smartest way, and how would you say, most efficient way. Ooh, lots of big words today. I must have stayed at the Holiday Inn last night.
Saturday morning in WHO-ville. It's just after 8 a.m. and as you can see, the sun is starting to come out, but we don't have much of a sunrise with all the clouds out. It was snowing last night a bit. You can tell from my steps here. I will wipe away the snow right here, and we'll see if we get any more snow today by the end of my video in the evening. Now it's time to head inside and let the dogs out, make breakfast. Then at around 11 or so, I will go shopping and take everything over to the kingdom. Not sure what we'll be doing this afternoon, but I guess I'll find that out when I get there. 11 a.m. and I'm just getting ready to go up and do some shopping. I already have the water jugs out and the skidoo is ready to go. Once I'm done that, I'll head on over to the kingdom and grab the jerry cans and go get some fuel. Not sure what we'll be doing this afternoon, but I guess we'll find out later. 11:30 and I just made it to the kingdom after I was done shopping. For 4 water jugs and the 2 bags, it was $210, but I got potatoes, butter, some cheese. We even got some little mini donuts here as well. Now it's time to head inside, divide all this up, and then I gotta take these jerry cans and go get some fuel. But I did see a bunch of semis there from the winter roads, so I might just wait until later because the pumps are gonna be busy right now. 12 o'clock and I just made it back from the kingdom. Made sure to grab a bag of dog food so I don't forget later on. I also grabbed some stuff for muffins on Valentine's Day. I'm going to make some carrot cake muffins, so those should be good. I'm also going to wait on fuel until about 2 o'clock or so. Plus I got to go back to the store and go see if they have any ham because my dad said they might be putting some out later on because of truck yesterday. So I guess I'll go see if they do. If not, I do have the one in my freezer so I can always pull it out. Almost 2 o'clock, and I'm just getting ready to head up and get some fuel. As you can hear in the background, there's a skidoo zipping around. It's been doing that for the last couple hours, so it's hard to record. But now let's go fill up some jerry cans and see how much that will cost. Just after 2 o'clock, and I made it to the Kingdom with all the fuel. For diesel, we have 57 liters right here at $1.63, and total price was $87.50. That's not too bad. That was those 2 big jerry cans. For regular gas, we have 87 liters at $1.37, and it was $120 for those 2 jerry cans, at half a jerry can, plus my skidoo. My skidoo was about $40 even to fill up. Now I'll head out to the shop and see what my dad's up to. Down at the shop now, my dad asked me to do a little video. It is pretty cold out here today. I'm curious to see what the temperature is. I'll know when I get back into WHO-ville, but the sun is warm enough that it's melting the snow off the barrel here and turning it back into water, and then it's coming down off the side here and freezing as well. I bet you by later on this evening or tomorrow morning, this will be frozen solid.
Okay, less than half an hour after the staff left the Kingdom, you can see the sun is no longer here. But the flags are flying. Those look good. All right. So over here, she filmed, yes, filmed using her Me phone to film the water melting off of this barrel. Because the snow was melting, the water was flowing off this barrel and dripping down there because the sun was warm. Well, less than half an hour later, it's solid. Yes, solid enough that the Titanic could hit it.
Just grabbed all the parts. My dad wants me to put in trailer number 4, so I'll go on over there with the toboggan and unload that. And then I can grab my dog treats and head on back into WHO-ville to do the weather later on. It's going to be a slow day today. We don't really feel like doing anything, but tomorrow we'll get the cats going and do some plowing and a few other things. Just after 2:30 and I made it back from the Kingdom. I already put the skidoo away. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out. Then I'm going to wait a little while and do the weather. 4:30, and this is the temperature we're sitting at today. It's negative 12 degrees Celsius, which is 10 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. It's been pretty warm today, and it looks like it's actually starting to snow now. When I was at the Kingdom and I did that barrel video with all the melted snow, I looked at the temperature from the weather station, and it also said it was minus 12, so we do have the same temperature on here as we do on the station, so that's pretty good. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, 5 o'clock in the Kingdom, and I got the gaskets and the plates all cut out. Yes, the block-off plates, everything is looking good, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. All right, let's go see what we're doing outside. Okay, people ask me how many cats I have in the Kingdom, so I wrote it out at lunchtime today as part of my memory. Yes, and then the ex-wives can fight over the cats when I'm dead. All right, so here we got the list. Now we'll go through. There's 18 cats altogether, and 12 are running, and we have the 2 Lynn tractors. So let's do a walk by, and then I'll edit it and make it all fit into place in theory. Okay, the TD6, known as the communist cat, it always had the Lynn Tractor V plow on until last winter. Yes, last winter we took it off and put it on the Lynn Tractor where it's supposed to be. Now he's running a angle blade here, and he has the extra long cylinders for reaching the blade up and high and down nice and low for breaking trails. The TD6, known as the Curse of Reverse, he was purchased with no reverse gear, but I got a cursed reverse gear from Australia. So then after I put the gear in, everything all went to hell. So 20 years later, we finally got him up and running with a gas motor from the United States of America. The TD6, known as Laverne, he came with a blade and everything. He was a push cat or a dozer cat, but we stripped him down to make him a sleigh puller. But he also got a gas motor because his diesel motor kind of died. But so he's still a TD9. He's still a TD6 because we want to fix the diesel motor and put back in. But he has a gas motor in from a farm tractor as temporary. Yes, 20 years from now, we'll still be going to talk about putting the diesel back in. Okay, the TD6, known as Aggie because he's an ag cat. He has the diesel motor and everything. He came from the south, so he is an ag cat. And then somebody put the Lorette welding or Johnny's welding blade on. It's a really nice blade design back in the 1970s, we figure. A very handy cat to have. Okay, the red crane cat with the traction swing crane on it. Yes, and the Kingdom follower suggested we use it to hold the back of the plane up, which is working out very well. We need a motor for the red crane cat because we took him swimming and he didn't like that. So he kind of cracked the head on the motor, but that's a minor detail. Okay, we have the T9. Yes, a gas motor TD9. Yes, and it's the famous black cat, and it has the homemade V-plow on the front with the tearaway wingtips. The TD9, known as Bad Business. We made him into a 3-seater. We paid scrap value for it, and it's the best cat we ever had. Starts, runs, goes, boom, boom, and 20 years later, it still does it. Okay, we have the TD9, known as Op, who came from North Dakota. He's been sacrificed to get Kijiji up and going, so now we're going to buy a farm tractor gas motor and put in to get him up and running. Yes, he's never been a winter freighting cat, so he's going to learn how to do it. Okay, we have the TD9, known as Kijiji. He came from the south, okay, and he was always an ag cat. Yes, he was pulling a cultivator, a harrows, or whatever they do back on the farm, so he's never been really a workhorse. So he's up here being punished, and he's giving me lots of grief. The TD9, known as Freefall. Yes, Freefall, because he fell through the ice and damaged his bottom. That's the only way he'd be able to freefall to sustain that damage, unless he fell out of an airplane, but I doubt that very much. So he was made in to look like a winter freighting cat from the 1940s, 50s, so that's why he looks the way he does with the big ugly headlights on the front. Oh, let's get winter freighting. Okay, the TD9, known as Zoda, because he came from Zoda, Manitoba. He is a TD9, but with a gas motor. But when we went to unseize the motor, the liner broke. So the liner, the piston stayed together. So what a mess. So we're going to need another gas motor from a farm tractor to get him up and running. Okay, the TD18, known as Dooley, because he's a true winter freighting cat. He has the wooden top rollers, and he's a short track, so you got the overhang, just like those IH farm tractors, 4-wheel drive. Get the nose hanging out over the front to get the weight transfer so you can pull that cultivator. So that's what happens in the winter freighting world. You want the overhang, and these were one of the best winter freighting sleigh pullers around. They could pull 7 sleighs and snowshoe like you wouldn't believe. Okay, the TD18, known as Blaine, he has a long track, and he still has the rollers, the steel rollers on top, so he's not a true winter freighting cat. Okay, the Hulk of a TD18, yes, he is a true winter freighting cat, got the snow sprockets, the short track, and he had a wooden top roller, but I think we put it in the wood stove for something to do, so he needs a motor and some transmission work, but we get him going one of these days. Okay, we have the D69U, known as the Hood, because look at how wide the hood is now. Yes, this cat was underwater for 3 years, and we've used him lots. He's plowed lots, he's had lots of fun in the kingdom, and he's made me money. The D69U, known as the Bismarck, because he was underwater for 3 years too. So he got the hood widened out too, to be like the other one. Yes, so now he's a true winter freighting cat, but he'll have the V-plow on. So we'll go look at the V-plow now. Okay, the V-plow for the D69U, known as the Bismarck, came from Kansas. Yes, Kansas, where Dorothy and Toto were from. So it was a gift from Orrin Stevens. That's why we have Orrin's still name on there. Okay, so 20 years ago, it was shipped to Brandon, Manitoba, and then we hauled it the rest of the way. But to get it out of the States, being a wide load, they cut it in half, knowing that I could weld. Yes, they cut a V-plow in half so I could weld it back together. That was only a couple of day job and several beers, but I am a welder, not a grinder. Okay, the D69U, known as rollerless, because he has no rollers under his track frames. Yes, he's a true winter freighting cat. He's got the snow sprockets and the snow pads and everything like that. He was a sleigh puller, so we got to fix the motor for him. We need bearings and stuff for the crank, so then he'll be up and going, and his motor is over there on that trailer. Yes, oh well, we'll get around to it. The D69U, known as Bigfoot, because it's got the wide pads. Can you see how wide the pads are, Les Nesman? And look over here, that's rollerless. Very narrow pads. So this guy here will be a snowpacker, as we call it, but we just need to put some bearings in the motor. Okay, and the motors are over here on this wagon over here. Oh, these lips need some more vodka. Okay, we have the Lynn tractors here, yes, and the V-plow that was on Communist Cat for all those years. Yes, we plowed a lot of snow, now he's back onto the Lynn tractor, so now we can go plow some snow and hit a few trees, because Lynn tractors do not steer. Okay, we have an Adams 550 grader, and it's known as Gomez. Yes, Gomez Adams, yes, and it has the UD 16 IH motor in it. Yes, and it's not the TD18 with the dual stack. It's a UD16, which is very rare. Okay, we always forget about the D7 4T. It's not a 3T, it's a 4T military issue. Okay, so it's green, and lots of green under that yellow paint. We always forget about him, so actually we have 19 cats in the kingdom. So hopefully someday we'll get him up and running. Okay, it was a nice relaxing day in the shop, cutting out little gaskets and stuff just like art class in grade 3, but we had fun, drank some beer, and then we plasma cut out the block off plates. I did put some wood in the stove. You can see that. I don't know if you can see it, Les Nessman. Okay, let's scroll this way, and the sun is gone. Looks like it's going to snow, but that's okay. We had a relaxing day, so tomorrow we're going to have to work hard to make up for lost production today. Yes, the boss is an asshole. He'll be upset when he sees his time card. When he sees our time card. Yes, cutting out gaskets. All right, let's go walk the dogs, drink some beer, make a video. Talk to you later.